Here's the solution to homework set number 3 for ECE 341. The first problem is a game of Yahtzee, where you roll 5 dice. Problem 1 is what's the probability of rolling a Yahtzee on your first roll? Well, for Yahtzee, that's 5 dice are all the same number. So the way to calculate that, there are 6 numbers, choose one for X. There are 5 spots to put X, choose all 5. So the number of combinations is 6 choose 1 times 5 choose 5, or 6. The probability then is 6 over 6 to the 5th power, which is 7776, or 0.000772. Another way you can do that is there are 6 different numbers. Well, for the first number, then the odds of rolling that number are 1/6, 5 times. Problem 2. What's the probability of rolling 4 of a kind? Well, to do that, what I can do is say I've got x, 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 y. There are 6 numbers for x, choose 1. There are 5 spots to place x, choose 4 of those spaces. And then there are 5 remaining numbers for y, pick 1. Gives you 150 different ways of rolling 4 of a kind, or the probability is 0.0193. And we're going to use that in problem number 3. Problem 3 is a conditional probability. This isn't complete, but what are the odds of getting a Yahtzee assuming you roll a Yahtzee in your first roll, or you roll 4 of a kind, then get a Yahtzee? Again, that's not complete because there's other ways to get Yahtzees. I could have 3 of a kind and get Yahtzee. I could have pair and get Yahtzee, a single die and get Yahtzee. So this is just a partial way of getting Yahtzee. For 5 of a kind, if I rolled a 5 of a kind, guaranteed I'm going to have a Yahtzee next roll. And the probability of rolling 5 of a kind from problem number 1 is 6 over 776. The second way, if I rolled 4 of a kind, then there's only one number that matches the other ones, so the probability of getting a Yahtzee on the next roll is 1 in 6. From problem 2, the probability of getting 4 of a kind is 150 over 776. Part C is if I rolled 4 of a kind, didn't get a Yahtzee on my second roll, but do get on my third roll. So the probability of getting on my third roll, again, is 1 in 6. Not getting it on your second roll is the problem of getting 4 of a kind, and not getting a Yahtzee. There's 5 numbers that don't match out of 6 possibilities. The total odds then will be, add them all up, 0.006666, or 151 odds against. Problem 4 is write a program to calculate that. So here's what the program looks like. And to debug it, let's put it over here. Debugging code is kind of one of the more important parts in writing programs. How do you check your code? Well, let's first do a sanity check. I am not going to have any rerolls. Just roll the dice once. And let's play 100,000 times. Let's do it this way. 776, 7776. That should be 6. 60, should get 600 successes based upon my calculations. So this is rolling a Yahtzee in just one roll. That's problem number 1. And what it does is it rolls. So anyway, here's the code. I'm going to roll the dice, and to debug it, let's just roll them once. And I've got 3 rolls. I'm going to roll 5 dice, and then re-roll them possibly 2 more times. First, I'm going to take the dice, count how many 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s I have, then sort them. Let's display the original roll. I'll then check. If I had 4 of a kind, I will re-roll the last die. 3 of a kind, re-roll 2 dice, 3 dice, 4 dice, and display it at the end. So I'm just going to run this once, and this is for debugging your code. This is my first roll. I got 2 3s, a 5, and 2 6s. I then kept the 2 3s and re-rolled the last 3 dice. Gave me 3 3s, keep the 3 3s, re-roll them, and it didn't get a Yahtzee. Trying it again, I start with 2 1s, keep the 2 1s, try again, and I got 3 1s. So that seems to be working. One way to debug your code is display everything. Once I'm convinced that works, I can do a sanity check. Let's not re-roll the dice any times and see what the odds are getting a Yahtzee. So when I did that, I got a Yahtzee 92, 90, 74, 83 times out of 100,000. Again, it is random. Taking the average, that's 84.75 Yahtzees per 100,000 rolls, or a probability of 0.0008475. The calculated odds were 0.000772, which, right ballpark. So being reasonably certain this is right, I now increase the number of rolls, re-rolls to or total rolls to 3. And what I got is a different answer every time I run it. Taking the average, it's 1248 out of 100,000, or about 0.012, 1.2% chance of getting Yahtzee, or 80 to 1 odds against. The calculated odds were 0.0066, but that's only partial. There are other ways to get a Yahtzee. So much for dice. Problem 7 is a z-transform. Find the inverse z-transform of this. Kind of one trick is multiply both sides by z, because I'm going to want a z in the numerator. Do partial fraction expansion, and this uses the cover-up method. So to find the term over 0.95, why is my pen not working? There we go. I cover up the 0.95, analyze at 0.95, and I get 2. Next, define this term right here. Cover up the 0.9, plug in z is 0.9, analyze, I get -4. And then define this term, cover up this guy, plug in 0.85, analyze, I get 2. So there's the partial fraction expansion. Multiply by z, take the inverse transform. This is 2 times 0.95 to the k, minus 4 times 0.9 to the k, plus 2 times 0.85 to the k. Now divide by z, that means delay by 1. So everywhere you see a k, make that k minus 1, and there's your answer. That's one way to do it. There's another way. What I can do is pull that minus 1 out, so that's 2 over 0.95 times 0.95 to the k, minus 4 over 0.9 times 0.9 to the k, 2 over 0.85 times 0.85 to the k. This is the same answer, just a different way of writing it. Either one's correct. Problem 8. One more time. Find the inverse z-transform. Again, the trick is I want to get z in the numerator, so multiply both sides by z. Do your partial fraction expansion. Again, for this term, cover up the 0.9, analyze it, I get minus 0.95. To get the second term, cover up the 0.8, plug in z is 0.8, analyze to get 3.6, then minus 2.55. Multiply through by the z, take the inverse z-transform. Now divide by z, or delay by 1. And there's your answer. So that's homework set number 3 for ECE 341.